make it a better place. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside your mind.
Hi, this is Mary and Megan from Mary's Stamping Happenings, and we'd like to welcome you to Tips and Techniques Tuesday. Today we're going to be doing watercoloring with 3 different mediums. We're going to be using the classic ink stamping pads. We're going to be using the Watercolor Wonder crayons. And we're also going to be using watercolor pencils. Besides the mediums to watercolor, what you're going to need is a Aqua Painter or a watercolor brush. You're going to need some ink that is non-water soluble. You can use Stazon or VersaMark with embossing powder, and you're going to need some watercolor paper. Watercolor paper absorbs the water and brings out the color a little more. It's definitely a different texture than any of the cardstock, so you definitely need some watercolor paper. The first thing I'm going to show you is we're going to show you how to use the classic ink stamping pads for watercolor. Now there are a couple of different ways to do that. What you can do is when the ink pad is closed, just press down in the middle of the ink pad. Open up your ink pad and you notice that it has the ink there. I prefer using the Watercolor Aqua Painter because that holds the water. You can take off the top, put the water in there, screw back on the top, and then you can, by the amount of pressure you put on, depends upon how much water you have. First off, you want to make sure that there is no ink residue on, so you just squeeze a little bit and then you just go until it's clear. Then what we're going to do is we're going to just dip it into the ink and we're going to go around. Usually you want to start out where you want it, the deepest color, the darkest color, and then go out from there. You can use shadowing and different colors. In fact, you can use 2 or 3 colors in the same area, and I'll show you how to do that. So that is using the stamp pad that way. What you can also do is you can take your re-inker and just put a drop of re-inker in your lid or on any piece of plastic, and then just dip your Aqua Painter in. And again, the same way. Just go from where you want your darkest to your lightest. And it's okay to leave white space when you're watercoloring. Make sure you clean it off. And the third way I'm going to show you how to do with the stamping pads is what you're going to do is you're just going to pick up some ink directly from your pad. And again, you're just going to go around, go from the darkest point to wherever you would like the lightest point to be. And then if you want to add a couple other colors, and some shading. You wait till it dries, and then I'm just going to add a little bit different shading, different coloring here. And I'm not going to do the whole thing, just a little bit, so it looks like there's different colors in the tree. You see where the white space is? It kind of looks like clouds in the sky portion. Okay, that's how you will use your Stamping Classic ink pads. Make sure you clean off your Aqua Painter. And what we're going to do next is we're going to use the crayons, the Watercolor Wonder crayons. And there's a couple of ways you can use your watercolor crayons also. These are how the watercolor crayons come. All these can be purchased from my website at marytroutner.stampingup.net. Okay, what we'd like to do is there's a number of ways you can use these. First of all, what you can do is you can just color with them and highlight some of the areas. You don't have to go for the full area. Then take your Aqua Painter and you just start blending in that color. I like using the crayons because it does blend so well. There you go. Make sure that's clear. And then you are going to use just a little bit here. And the second way to use your colors is use your crayons is you're going to take your crayon and you're going to pick it up and you're just going to use that as your medium. Rub your Aqua Painter over that, and again just rub it like that. And again, you can get as dark as you like or as light as you like. Clean your Aqua Painter off between it, and this is what it'll look like. And what you can do is, I want to give maybe just a little hint of red to the gold one. So I'm going to take a little bit of red. And I've got that. There you go, using your crayons. The third medium we'd like to do is we're going to do the watercolor pencils. Now the pencils are just like any other colored pencils. They come in a set from Stamping Up. How I like to do my watercolor pencils is mainly, again, just like I did the crayons, I'll pick it up and making sure it has a tip on it, I will load up my aqua brush and I will watercolor that way. You can also shade a little just like this. Oh, forgot to take that off. Okay. And that'll shade some of it in. One of the things you have to worry about, though, if you're applying your pencil directly to your watercolor paper, is if you make a heavy, thick line, sometimes it won't blend in. So that's why I'd rather take the pencil and put the Aqua Painter to it, so you won't leave lines like that. In fact, you can see when we're finished with this one, those lines did not blend in at all. But just like the other mediums, you can take your pencil and you can add some more color once it dries. And there you have it. And here are some of the cards I have made lately with watercoloring. I've used Lovely as a Tree with this one. I like Lovely as a Tree because you can do any of the seasons. This is the Swallowtail, and you notice that I use the VersaMark and the embossing powder on this one, and it brings out the black more using the embossing powder compared to using just the Stazon. It really pops that out. And here's another one for my Doctor Who fans, and the TARDIS is with 3 different colors of blue. Well, that's it for today in Tips and Techniques Tuesday. All the products can be purchased from my website. Thanks for visiting Tips and Techniques Tuesday, and merry stamping happenings. Happy stamping!